Check, check. And what's good? All right, I like it. Good morning. Good day. You can really watch this at any point in time. Just, get it in before 9:30, before the market opens. Tune in with yourself before tuning in with the market or your work. Take a second to appreciate your worth, your value, just everything you're capable of. If you're sitting here, regardless of what's happened, you have an opportunity today to make yourself better. Whether that be health, wealth, whether it be allowing yourself to help somebody else, whether it be working hard at work, whatever it is, you can make yourself better today. And we're going to get a couple deep breaths. So tune in. Like we've been doing the past week, we'll make it quick, to the point, get you what you need to know. 10-year treasury bonds are 2.84 right now. So we'll talk about that because I think there can be more downside with the bonds right now. I'm just going to get 5 deep in through the nose, through the mouth. Get a couple normal. And then I'll start holding the exhales and inhales a little longer. Go ahead and get a little tap. Tap on the forehead, tap on the temples, underneath the eyelids. Get those patches, just some fresh blood to them right there. Get those eye bags to wake up a little bit. Cheekbones, jawbones, jaw glands, neck glands, back of the neck glands, back of the ear glands. I like to get these chest glands too. Go and beat that chest a couple times. Wake that shit up, man. Shake it out. Hey, one thing you can do, the simple workout is just you can sit here and you can just do curls, no weight. Just work on like that Arnold Schwarzenegger just muscle pose here, and you're pumping fresh blood into those biceps. So get you a pump, no weight needed. You can get that pump driving in your car. Just sit there, just pumping that bicep, getting fresh blood into it. Shit's easy. All right, I'm just hype. Shit, man. Qualcomm had great earnings. They had great earnings, and by golly, Facebook somehow came through as well. So we're gonna pull Qualcomm up here. What is there to say, right? We have been talking Qualcomm for 2-3 weeks now. 2-3 weeks now. We'll get to it here in a minute. We got shit to do, but they're doing great. Qualcomm, I listened to a little bit of their call too, and they were highlighting a partnership with Samsung. They're highlighting the ability for them to make car semiconductors, and then they're highlighting the ability for Internet of Things and 5G. They've been a top 5G player. They have provided chips for Apple. I think the fact that Apple was going to start to make their own chips forced them to kind of go in some other directions, and I think it's good. It's just expanded their moat. It's expanded their ability to creep into some of these other semiconductor markets, and it's paying off. Their earnings was great. They just beat on every metric. Their EPS. Okay, so this is a forward-looking statement here. You're expecting a 2.3 to 2.5 next quarter, and then their EPS of 3.21, estimated was 2.91. Estimated sales was 11.616 billion, beating an estimate of 10.6 billion. So great earnings here for Qualcomm. Heck of a company. Can't say enough good things about them. And just, this was actually the first earnings I've been a part of as a Qualcomm long-term investor. So I couldn't be any happier with my current investment. Again, it's just a small position, but hey, it's a position that for some reason these go lower. I've already been going hard on AMD. Then Qualcomm is going to be a place where maybe I could pick up some more shares if some of these discounts come back around. Now, Facebook is the other one bringing the market up this morning. So, and Facebook was Facebook was up like 20% at some point. So, it's kind of ridiculous to see, because they were just so. But I think again, I told you yesterday I thought Facebook sandbagged their Q2 forecast. So they didn't have high expectations going into the earnings today. And then I just think they were so beat down that even just meeting expectations and giving any kind of solid guidance just pop them back up to that 200 level that I think 200 is a good level. I wouldn't be chasing Facebook here at 200. But, great job by Facebook. Great job by Facebook. That's bringing the whole market up right now. Facebook still has a large size to it. So it looks like the EPS declined, but revenue rises. Give me the numbers. Lackluster sales outlook. So they had daily users up, which is big for social media companies, right? Because if you don't have users on your platform, you can't monetize them. So those are what Wall Street and some of these companies like to see from social media companies like Facebook and Snap. 2.72 beats a 2.56. 27 billion was a miss on a 28 billion estimate. So ad revenues were down, just from the common theme of the market. So that was kind of expected. Google gave us Google and Snap gave us a little heads up that, hey, ad revenues are going to be down. So Facebook was just beat up a little bit going into the day, and just any type of, which is surprising because even even the smallest misses in this market have been crushing some stocks. So the fact that Facebook could miss on revenue, you know, says a lot that they're up right now. And I think it's from the daily user growth that they claimed. So we shall see. I wouldn't chase any of these. If you wanted any type of long-term investment idea right now, it would be AMD going into their earnings next week. I mean, we just saw great earnings from Qualcomm. TSM had great earnings this quarter as well already. And this is going to be the first AMD ER since the Xilinx merger, which I think is just going to make their revenue look really good. I'm not sure how their EPS is going to look with the additional Xilinx shares to the lot, but we'll see. So, I mean, we're up big in the pre-market right now. SPY is up 1.5%. You know, everything has pushed Apple up here to over 2% increase. But I don't think we're going to move a whole lot higher today until we see the report from Apple and Amazon tonight. That is going to be what the market is watching. If we can get a Apple and Amazon both solid report and follows through from the good earnings that we had today, or excuse me, last night, heading into next week where we've got AMD and some other positive catalysts for the market, I think we can bounce in the short term. Now, again, we may not bounce today. This may be the extent of the move to pop up like this and chill right here for the day. Because you have the two biggest companies essentially in the world reporting tonight, Apple and Amazon. The market's going to need to see those numbers to confirm, okay, we're healthy in the short term. You know, invest or divest. So, market's going to be looking at those, and we will see where things go this evening. We got NFL draft this evening, Apple and Amazon earnings this evening. I've got a Goose concert that I will be in attendance of, so I'll have to see who the Panthers draft on my mobile. But, I mean, we're stoked. I barely even got sleep last night. I had 2 softball games late, played like dog shit. Just couldn't hit the ball worth a damn. I only had one hit out of 5 ABs. So just dog shit. I got to get in the cage or something, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Just popping the ball up. Just getting underneath it, I guess. I don't know. I ain't even been playing golf. Usually when I go play golf, you know, I'll end up tucking that elbow in and getting a little too far underneath it instead of staying nice and level through contact. But my thought process was line drive, and I just was popping it up. Anyways, I mean, that's the gist of it. Futures are up a tiny bit. Futures are up a tiny bit, but look at this for me. Look at this. Qualcomm. So, been giving you Qualcomm for 2 weeks now. Tune in. That's it. We know what we're working with here. It looks like it's even higher than it was this morning. That wasn't up 1.5 this morning, so should be a nice little tick up here once this chart loads. Decent little tick up. Looks like it was higher first thing at open in the morning. What it is, the Nasdaq might look a little healthier just with some of the tech names being really strong this morning. Yep, up 2.15%. Oh, Twitter reported this morning. Well, look at that. And I think crude oil is down this morning. So, and again, your 10-year Treasury bond is like a 2.8 right now. So, just so. One of my thoughts on the bonds is bonds are debt, right? Bonds are, hey, we pay, you pay us money and then we'll pay it back to you with this interest, right? So it's just debt. Where equities are different. Equities have their own value. A share of AMD has its own value separate from any currency, right? Where bonds are linked to the US dollar, in theory, because they're from the US government, the US dollar is from the US government. So bonds, in my opinion, are, now yes, inflation is going to come down. Could inflation get back down to a 2.8% level where the bonds are paying you more than inflation is taking away from you? Maybe. But again, still, prices are still going to remain elevated. And I just think the economic uncertainty in Europe right now is my fear in the bond market. To where if these governments in Europe are going to continue to be in economic turmoil, this has an increased chance of default. And government default, I think, would cause a chain reaction to weaken. And maybe it would strengthen the U.S. dollar. I'm not 100% sure, but I think if the euro goes to shit, maybe the U.S. dollar is a flight to safe haven. But I just see equities being a safer investment right now. Now the U.S. dollar is looking strong as fuck. U.S. dollar is looking like a safe haven for people to park money right now. The Japanese yen is shit. The euros are shit. So American dollars are good, but again, American equities, like, to me, Google has a better chance of sustaining long-term impact than a government does at this point. I could see government shift happening hopefully sooner than we think. And again, this isn't going to affect Google, Amazon, and Apple. Like, governments could topple, and these fuckers are still going to be selling iPhones, and we'll still be on here making YouTube videos. That's just how it is. So it's a weird situation where the corporations are more powerful than the governments. And I don't know. I mean, what are y'all's opinions on that? Let me know. I'm still forming my own opinions on it, so we'll see. Yeah, that about does it. I mean, that gives you all you need to know. Oh, let's look at Twitter. So Twitter, the other number coming out at 8:30 is GDP. We should be getting U.S. Q1 year-over-year GDP. Now, it should look all right because if I'm not mistaken, last January, February, last Q1, we were probably right in the middle of like some Omicron shit. So I would expect that Q1 last year was probably a shitty GDP report. So I would expect the year-over-year for this quarter to look okay, and maybe maybe could at least give us a little bump here in the morning, heading into the day. But again, I don't think anything's going to all right, looks like I don't have we don't have Q1 earnings for Twitter yet. So let me just see if we've got any other headlines today before leaving you. I think we got some big oil reporting this evening as well. Puts are being sold. Seems kind of bullish. Call volume was up from Wednesday. Eli Lilly reported this morning. And then after hours, we got Apple, Amazon, Intel. McDonald's reported this morning. McDonald's reported a good report this morning. I don't really see any other crazy news today, so that'll do it. God bless you. Jesus saves. And go Panthers. I'll be here tomorrow. Let's we'll hope we have a good Apple and Amazon's report to, get a nice follow-through day from yesterday. Microsoft was a big helper yesterday. Just after a solid report, Microsoft, was up 5% to 6% all day. Just at least just helping that market, because it actually wasn't a great market yesterday. Square was still below 100. A lot of these companies really kind of finished on the shit yesterday, but Qualcomm and Twitter popped us up. So I know if Apple and Amazon come through, heading into like an AMD earnings next week, chip makers look strong in my opinion, guys. Chip makers look strong. Again, demand outpacing supply is a good problem to have for a company. And the rhetoric from Qualcomm was that, hey, we've still got more demand. We still can't make chips fast enough, but now we're seeing the chip production follow through to start to meet the demand. And that is a good problem to have. The fact that every product you sell or every product you make is going to be sold. So, see ya. Have a great day.